Hey, this is Trey Lopushinsky with energeticcity.ca. This is the Community Roundup sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. Right now, I'm at the Women's Resource Society, and I'm here with Lisa Jewell. How are you doing today, Lisa?
I'm doing fantastic, Trey. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. There's a lot to talk about today. First off, the online auction and the results coming from that, your guys' need for some donations, and then right now you have a clinic going on till 2:30 that you reminded me. I kept saying 2 o'clock. It started at 9 a.m. It's going till 2:30. How has the reception been like for the clinic today?
It's been pretty steady. We've had some people coming in. Definitely not the response that we were hoping for, which is why we phoned you guys to see if maybe we could get the word out a little more. So yeah, the clinic is happening until 2:30. And it is open to the general public, which Women's Resource Society services usually aren't. It's usually only geared towards low-income families. But this is for anybody who is in need of a COVID vaccine, regardless of your income or your gender. So we're welcoming men, women, children, anybody who needs their shot. Come on down, see our fabulous nurses, and we'll be happy to get you set up with what you need.
And I know Northern Health has had a couple of mobile clinics. I believe there's one at the Fall Fair and events and stuff like that. How did that go about? Did you guys reach out to them or did they reach out to you? I'm not sure. Did I just catch you? Sorry.
Completely.
Sorry about that.
That's a boss's thing. I am but a lowly servant. I'm pretty sure that Northern Health contacted my executive director, Amanda Trotter, but I'm not sure who phoned who.
And then they've been awesome. And like you said, there's been a couple people that have come in today to get their shot. And I hope I'm not catching you here too, is one of the main reasons you guys have the clinic here is to kind of open it up to your clients who may not kind of know where to go get the vaccine?
Yeah, well, I mean, Women's Resource is already known for being a safe place, right? So we pride ourselves on conducting ourselves with compassion and empathy, and our people know us. So the hope was that they might feel a little more comfortable coming and getting it done in a safe space.
That's awesome. And again, the Vaccination Clinic is going on here till 2:30. 2:30, right, Lisa?
2:30, Trey, 2:30.
I kept saying 2 o'clock. 2:30. Now moving over to donations. You said you guys need coats, mitts. Am I missing anything else?
Oh my goodness, yes. So we know that it's snowing out. The white fuzzy stuff is falling from the sky. Fort St. John, I have people sleeping outside. Please bring me your jackets. We are in need of jackets for men, ladies, and children. I have 0 gloves in the building, so even just the cheap dollar store fingered gloves go a long ways to somebody who's spending extended periods of time outside. We need some help. We need to make sure that we have the supplies needed to help those that need it most, and we will be more than happy to have your donations get to who needs it.
So winter clothing for men, women, children, all winter clothing.
Right. So yes, I need jackets. I need snow pants. I really need gloves. Like that's the big one.
That's the big one.
Toques. I need blankets. I need socks. Like anything that you can, hoodies, sweatpants, anything I can layer somebody up on, and then feed them some noodles and hope they can stay warm for just a little longer.
And for someone who may be watching the video or maybe seeing an article we'll put up later on about the donations, how do they go about bringing the donations here? Like, what's the process for them to come by if they haven't before? So
we're open Monday to Friday from 9 to 3. The front doors are locked. It's more for population control so that we can maintain public health orders. But despite that, we are here, so please just knock on the door, or you can give us a call, and we can figure out what we can do, whether or not we're meeting you at the back door or the front door, whatever it is we have to do to collect those donations.
And don't do what I did and just stand in the window for a little bit, thinking that your large body would have someone open the door, because you guys were so busy moving around, you didn't even see me.
And we won't. If you knock, we will hear you. Now, there have been some instances in the last couple of weeks where somebody has come and knocked on the door and nobody came and answered the door. It is a rare occasion, but right now we have so many clients that we are just operating on triage. So it's not that we're trying to dismiss anyone or anything like that. We just simply don't hear it if we're in the middle of a crisis.
And then as for, so many clients that you guys have coming in, moving over to the online auction, the main reason you guys had the auction was to get funds for the store.
For food.
Yes, for food specifically. How did that go?
It went really well. I'm still waiting for a couple of the people to come on in and pick up their winnings. But you know what? We brought in $9,450.
Wow.
So from a $10,000 goal, I would have to say that we did quite well.
In the midst of a pandemic, too?
And considering we had the technical difficulties, so I made the event, and then it crashed on me the first night.
And then you guys extended it, right?
For 24 hours. Yeah, I felt so bad because we had lost about 4 hours of bidding time. So I packed up my computer, I went over to my buddy's house, and her and I sat and power typed for about 4 hours trying to get this auction back up and live again. And, the community was forgiving, and I just want to thank everybody that was involved for being forgiving and still participating in such a technical event. We have decided that it's going to be an annual thing.
Awesome.
We'll have a little more time to plan for it next year. But
because you had about, 2 months, a month?
Not even. We launched it in like a month. So what happened is I did an application with Cal Tire, and we got approved for a $1,500 Cal Tire gift certificate to auction off. I was like, I guess we're doing an auction. Cool. So I started reaching out to the community, and they responded in such a huge way, which is why I kind of feel bad about saying, hey, I need winter gear right now as well. But so of that $9,000, we will be purchasing food for it, but it's costing approximately $30,000 a month to run the outreach store right now.
Oh, wow.
Our numbers are so high, and there's so many people in need that it's just we're having troubles keeping up.
So, like you said, out of $9,000 for a month, that's a couple weeks worth of food for the amount of clients coming in.
Yeah, maybe if I had to guess. Yeah. So.
And I don't have it off the top of my head, but I know this year especially the numbers you guys were posting on Facebook, and we had done a story about it. Do you remember, kind of ballpark, how many clients are coming in every month? Because you said, how many is it? Sorry.
So I haven't done my stats for September yet because I'm terrible. But August we had 1,407. July we had around 1,200, so we had a little bit of a drop in July. But in June we had 1,686 clients.
That's what it was, yeah.
And that was an eye-opener. I freaked out. We need food, and the community responded. And then that's kind of what led us into what can we do for a fundraiser so that we can give some of the warm and fuzzy feelings back to the donors. We want something where people can participate in, they can have fun with it, they can get that special prize, and they did, and it was just so cool to watch people be competitive in the auction.
And, going back to that 1,600, that was a record for you guys with clients, right?
Absolutely. Never in the history of Women's Resource. So we just totaled some stats before our city council presentation this week, and we are already surpassing last year's, all of 2020's numbers by August by 2,000 or 3,000 people.
Oh, wow.
It was at, you're going to have to forgive me, I'm guessing here, about 5,700 for the year of 2020, and we were over 8,000 by the end of August.
Oh, wow. So, with that being said, and this, again, record-breaking year, I would call it, what are you guys doing moving forward, as we wind down here? Are you guys planning more events to kind of get more into or is it still in conversations? I mean, I know it must be tough right now.
To be totally honest, with the levels of violence that we're seeing coming through the door, because yes, the food is a major part of what we do at the Women's Resource, but it's actually a really small part of what we do here. And a lot of it is helping people in crisis, and a lot of that includes substance use, homelessness, domestic violence, custody issues with their children. The list goes on and on and on for everything that we do, and we're just trying to make it through the day at this point. There's only a few of us that work here, and by the end of the day, staff are shaking their heads going, oh my goodness, what just happened? it's intense. Some of the cases that we have coming in are so much nastier than they usually are. And not that they're ever good, but it's more intense. It's scary of what's happening on our streets right now and in homes, in relationships. So we're going to continue trying to combat and help as many people as we can in the best way that we know how. We're going to continue trying to feed those that need it, put gloves on cold fingers, pour noodles into a warm belly, and hope that we can continue moving forward. As for raising events, I'm kind of hoping maybe some of the schools might be, quite often in September, they'll do a food drive. Other food drives, I haven't totally put a lot of ideas into yet. I'm definitely open to any ideas. If anybody has any thoughts on a way where they would like to raise some funds to purchase food, I am open to it. I don't know.
Because this year you guys did the auction, you went to Save on Foods a couple times, and you did raise enough for at least, I think for Save on Foods it was to manage the month through food and stuff, right?
It really was.
Barely the month, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Well, as we wind down here, like I said, Lisa, I just want to say first off, you guys are awesome. Every time I talk to you, I love talking to you, Lisa. Thank you so much, and everyone here at the Women's Resource Society. I bug Lisa, we do all the time at Energetic City, and coming in here this morning, you guys are flying around, doing 20 different things, and you still
I didn't even realize you were here.
And I'm a big person. Most people notice when I'm in the room.
I'm sorry, but
people moving all
maybe it was just a subconscious thing. You're here, but you look healthy enough, so like you're good to go. You don't need my attention.
Yeah, that's fair.
One thing that has been really great is we've started a reoccurring donation with our local Starbucks. So 3 times a week, Starbucks has been donating food that otherwise would be tossed. And we're able to put it out on the table. So we've had everybody from people who are living on the streets, maybe in the shelters, single moms looking for a breakfast sandwich for their kid for school for lunch that day. Like, it's just been incredible. I'd really like to thank Starbucks. That's awesome. They have made morale go up by having these pre-baked and individually wrapped goodies that somebody can walk by. And I have never seen somebody get so happy over a lemon loaf or a cake pop in my life. Like, it just makes their day.
Well, I gotta be around here a lot more because I get pretty excited for those cake pops.
Right? No, they've been fantastic. Like, we have donors that have been with us this whole time. And they're feeling the strain as well. We have our volunteers. They're getting kind of burnt out. I'm still looking for volunteers. So if anybody has 1 or 2 days a week between 9 to 12 or 12 to 3, where they would like to commit to that time frame on a weekly basis, let me know. Come on down. Let's get your volunteer application in and we'll get you helping out.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Lisa. I mean, we could probably talk for another half an hour.
Oh, for sure. Easy.
I love talking with you. Lisa Jewell with the Women's Resource Society. This is the Community Roundup. It's sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. I'm Trey Lopashinsky, and this is energeticcity.ca.